Today I'll be revealing my voice. I haven't been using it because I've been trying to figure out how to use it, and it's been stuffing me up. So this is my voice. Let's get straight into it. Today we'll be doing tips and tricks for your combat, HUD, editing, and all those sorts of things. Let's get into it. Okay, for tip number 1, this has got to do with your editing. A lot of people make this mistake. With your editing button, see how mine shows up with building and combat mode? A lot of people do this mistake by using this edit button, and they always wonder why they don't have the right edit button. Is because they use this edit button. This edit button only shows up when you're in the building mode. It doesn't show up on your combat or anything else. And that's why you can't edit fast. Okay, for tip number 2, this one is got to do with more combat. This one is about rushing. Always be the first one to rush, because when you rush first, it puts off your opponent and they think, oh wow, this guy is actually pretty good. And when you rush, they tend to not do much because they get a bit frustrated, or they don't know what to do because they thought that you might have been a bad person if you didn't rush. And so you should always rush, and then it always puts off your opponent, and then you can always win the fight that you go into. Okay, for tip number 3, a lot of people make this mistake again because they're pretty new to the game if they do this. When you're farming mats in the middle of nowhere, try to leave health on that tree, because if you smash it all the way down, people know where you are and they'll get an idea of where you are. And that's why people always say, oh, how'd they find me? How'd they find me? It's because you're breaking down builds and they can see the tree breaking down. So always leave that little bit of health on your tree, and then you'll never get spotted, and then you'll always get around the map without getting tagged. Tip number 4, this one is another mistake. It's got to do with more than new players, and a lot of the good players, they already know this. Always keep your pickaxe to your dominant side, your dominant hand, because if you're doing it with your non-dominant hand, you're trying to reach over and it just feels uncomfortable, and then you get into bad habits, and when you're into combat, you sorta waste time by lifting off your hand and trying to switch because you don't have it on your dominant hand. That also goes with your building. Sort of put it with your non-dominant, because you wouldn't really build as much in a pub match. You wouldn't really need to, unless someone is one of those annoying sweats that just keep building and building. Tip number 5, this is the last one. A lot of people make this mistake. It's really easy to miss, and it is a common mistake people make. Always put your pickaxe to your dominant side of your hand, and always put it closest to your pointer. Never put it to your thumb, because if you're doing it with your thumb, usually you have your jump near your thumb, and if you have it near your thumb, you're always having to switch your thumb all the time, and it's always taking up time. And by the time you've done the pickaxe or that shooting button, you've already been shot or knocked out by your opponent, because it takes too long for you to reach over and try to get that easy shot, but you can't. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please put a like down the bottom. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.